In the vibrant city of Chicago in 1963, there lived a spirited and brave 8-year-old girl named Emily Hayes. With her curly blonde hair and bright blue eyes, she was full of curiosity and wonder about the world around her. But Emily's heart was heavy. She found herself at odds with her own family. Her parents did not support the civil rights movement that was sweeping across the country, believing it was too radical. They often voiced their opinions at home, leading Emily to feel isolated in her beliefs. Despite the conflict with her family, Emily felt a deep sense of justice. She had learned about equality and fairness at school and couldn't understand why some people were treated differently just because of the color of their skin. Inspired by what she heard on the news and from her teachers, Emily's heart ached for those who struggled for their rights. She longed to stand up for what she believed in but felt like she didn't have anyone on her side. At school, things only got tougher. Many of her classmates bullied her for supporting civil rights, calling her names and spreading rumors. They would say, "Why do you care? It has nothing to do with you." Each unkind word made Emily feel more alone than ever. She often sat quietly during recess, wishing she could find friends who believed in equality like she did. Still, within her small frame beat a big heart filled with hope. The day of the rally arrived, and despite her parents' disapproval, Emily made a brave decision. She knew that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would be speaking to thousands of people gathering in the park, and her desire to hear his message burned brightly within her. Determined to be part of something greater than herself, Emily snuck out of her house that day, taking a bold step towards standing up for what she believed was right. Little did she know how that day would change her life forever. As Emily approached the rally site, she felt a rush of excitement and nervousness. The park buzzed with energy as thousands of people gathered, their faces full of hope and determination. Colorful banners flapped in the breeze, proclaiming messages of equality and justice, while the air was filled with music and chants that echoed a powerful call for change. The crowd was diverse, with men, women, and children from all backgrounds standing side by side, united for a common cause. Emily could see people wearing T-shirts with slogans and holding signs that urged for an end to discrimination. It was a sight that filled her heart with warmth and courage, making her feel less alone in her beliefs. As she pushed through the throngs of excited supporters, she heard snippets of conversations buzzing around her about the importance of civil rights and the promise of a better future. It was inspiring to see so many individuals willing to raise their voices against injustice. Emily felt her spirit lift as she joined in the clamor, echoing their hopes in her heart. When Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. finally arrived on stage, anticipation surged through the crowd like a wave. His presence had a magic that captivated everyone, even the air seemed to sparkle with expectation. Clad in his crisp suit, he exuded confidence and calmness while addressing the audience. As he spoke, Emily listened intently to every word. Dr. King's voice rang clear and strong, carrying messages of love, acceptance, and the power of unity. He emphasized that change was not just a dream but a reachable goal if everyone worked together. His famous phrases about justice for all resonated deeply within her soul, awakening an even greater desire to help create a world where everyone was treated equally. Amidst the cheers and applause, Emily felt an overwhelming sense of belonging wash over her. In that moment, she knew she was part of something much larger than herself, a movement fueled by hope and driven by love. As the day of the rally approached, Emily's excitement built alongside her anxiety. She lay in bed each night, staring at the ceiling as the sounds of her parents arguing about civil rights drifted through the house. Their voices were sharp and filled with disbelief, insisting that change was unnecessary and too dangerous. But Emily's heart ached for justice, fueling her determination to attend the rally despite her parents' strong opposition. On the morning of the rally, she woke up early, her heart racing with anticipation. She knew this was a pivotal moment, one that could inspire change not just for herself but for others who faced discrimination. After breakfast, she listened closely to her parents' plans for the day, knowing they would be occupied with chores and errands. With a mix of courage and stealth, she formulated her escape. Once her parents left the house, Emily rushed to grab a small backpack. She packed a water bottle and a sandwich, just enough to keep her energized during what she hoped would be an unforgettable experience. Peering out the window, she checked that the coast was clear before slipping on her favorite sneakers and heading out the back door. The streets felt alive with energy as Emily made her way toward the park where the rally was taking place. She walked quickly yet quietly, keeping her head down to avoid drawing attention from neighbors or passers-by who might ask where she was going. As she approached the park entrance, she could hear music and voices calling for change, which only fueled her excitement. When Emily finally entered the park, she felt as if she'd stepped into another world, a vibrant sea of people all united in hope. Her heart swelled with pride at being part of something so significant. Standing tall among strangers who echoed her beliefs made all those lonely days at school worth it. It was here that she truly felt like she belonged. It was here that she knew she could make a difference. With each step toward the crowd gathered around Dr. King's stage, Emily's determination solidified even more. This bold decision marked not just a rebellious act against her parents, but a commitment to standing up for what was right, a choice that would shape her future forever. Despite the thrill of attending the rally, Emily faced harsh realities when she returned to school. The whispers and sneers from her classmates became a constant source of pain. As she sat at her desk, she could feel their eyes on her, some filled with disdain, others with bewilderment. They would often taunt her, saying things like, "Why do you care about them? You're just a little girl," and "You're wasting your time." Each mocking comment chipped away at her spirit, leaving her feeling more isolated than ever. During lunch, Emily would sometimes sit alone at a table, picking at her food while glancing over at groups of kids laughing together. She longed to join them but felt an invisible wall separating her from those who didn't understand her passion for equality. The cafeteria buzzed with chatter about weekend plans and games, but Emily's heart was heavy with sadness. It seemed that standing up for what was right had made her an outcast in the very place where she hoped to find friendship. On days when the teasing was particularly cruel, Emily would come home with tears in her eyes. She often wondered if she was doing the right thing by supporting civil rights. Her parents' disapproval echoed in her mind, and the loneliness weighed heavily on her shoulders. She felt confused about why caring for others could make people turn against her. It seemed so unfair. At night, as she lay in bed staring at the stars through her window, Emily would remind herself of the words she had heard Dr. King say during the rally. "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Those words ignited a flicker of hope in her heart, and reminded her that change was not easy. Yet even with this inspiration, doubts still crept in as she navigated school life filled with bullying. Emily wished desperately for someone who understood what she felt, someone who would stand by her side and share in her dreams of a more equal world. But deep down, she also knew that every challenge she faced only strengthened her resolve to fight for justice. Each day brought its own struggles, but Emily remained determined to be true to herself and stand up for what was right, no matter how lonely it felt at times. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. continued his powerful speech, the atmosphere in the park became electric. Emily stood amidst the sea of people, her heart beating louder than ever. Each word from Dr. King resonated within her, sparking hope and determination. She felt as if she were part of a great wave of change sweeping across the nation, a tiny but vital piece of something much larger. The crowd hung on Dr. King's every word, cheering and clapping in unison. He spoke eloquently about justice, equality, and the need for love to conquer hate. As he shared his dreams for a better world, Emily found herself picturing a future where everyone was treated fairly, where her friends at school would no longer taunt her for believing in civil rights. Then, as if reading her thoughts, Dr. King paused mid-sentence and scanned the crowd with his bright, compassionate eyes. Emily felt a jolt of energy run through her, as if time had stopped for just a moment. The world around her faded away, and it felt like he was looking directly at her. To her amazement, Dr. King's gaze locked onto hers. At that instant, it was as though he saw not just a small girl in a crowd but someone who believed earnestly in his message. In that glance, she felt seen and valued, a feeling she had longed for during all those lonely days at school. Look at this young girl! Dr. King exclaimed, pointing straight at Emily. She is here today because she believes in justice. Let us show her we stand together. A wave of applause erupted from the crowd as they turned their gaze towards her. Emily felt heat rush to her cheeks as cheers filled the air. The sound swelled around her. It was overwhelming yet exhilarating. With a wave of encouragement from both Dr. King and the audience, she realized this moment was transforming her life. Come forward, he called to her warmly. Heart pounding with excitement and nerves alike, Emily stepped forward through the throngs of cheering supporters toward the stage. It was as if every challenge she had faced melted away in those few seconds, the teasing at school, the isolation at home, all replaced by an unshakable sense of purpose and belonging. In that pivotal moment, surrounded by thousands who believed in love and justice, Emily knew this was where she belonged, right there beside Dr. King, a symbol of hope for change in a world yearning for equality. As Emily stepped onto the stage, her heart raced like it had never before. The crowd around her erupted into applause, their cheers echoing in her ears while she took tentative steps forward. Dr. King stood before her, his warm smile radiating kindness and understanding. In that moment, she felt as if all the struggles and isolation she had endured faded away, replaced by an overwhelming sense of acceptance and hope. Come here, young lady, he said gently, opening his arms wide. Emily couldn't believe it. The man she had admired so much wanted to embrace her. She rushed into his arms, feeling safe and cherished. The world around them blurred as the crowd's excitement faded into the background. Dr. King held her tightly, and Emily melted into the warmth of his embrace. It felt as if he was wrapping not just his arms around her but also all the support and aspirations of everyone present. His hug whispered words of encouragement that told her she mattered, that her beliefs were valid and worthy. As they stood together, a powerful silence enveloped the crowd for just a moment before it burst forth again, a spontaneous standing ovation rippling through the thousands of people gathered at the rally. Cheers filled the air like a symphony celebrating unity and hope. Audience members stood up with their hands clapping, shouting praises for both Emily's courage and Dr. King's unwavering commitment to justice. Emily's cheeks flushed with joy as she heard resonating chants of "Yes! Yes!" surrounding her. The applause seemed to lift her off the ground as she soaked in every drop of praise and love being directed toward both her and Dr. King. She finally felt a part of something immense, something life-changing. At that moment, Emily understood that this experience was about more than just herself. It was a testament to the collective fight for equality and civil rights. For a brief while, all her worries melted away, leaving only happiness in its wake. Surrounded by those who shared her dreams of justice, Emily realized that she had found her place in the world, not just beside Dr. King but within a larger movement devoted to love and change. That embrace changed everything for Emily. It transformed her loneliness into strength and ignited a fire within her to continue fighting for what was right alongside countless others who stood for justice. In the days and weeks following the rally, Emily felt a renewed sense of purpose that transformed her life. The embrace from Dr. King and the overwhelming support from the crowd became a beacon of strength for her. She no longer saw herself as just a lonely girl fighting for what was right. She became a symbol of hope and courage in her community. Determined to take action, Emily began to speak out more at school. During class discussions, she found her voice rising above the whispers of doubt and negativity. Her teachers noticed the change in her confidence and encouraged her to share her experiences with others. She started to educate her classmates about civil rights, explaining why it was essential to treat everyone fairly, regardless of their skin color. Although some still teased her, she stood firm, remembering the thousands who cheered for justice that day. Inspired by Dr. King's message, Emily organized small gatherings in her neighborhood where children could come together to talk about equality and friendship. She invited kids from different backgrounds, hoping to bridge gaps and foster understanding. These gatherings grew into a safe space where they shared stories, played games, and learned about each other's cultures. Slowly but surely, Emily's courage ignited a spark within her peers, leading them to embrace diversity rather than fear it. Emily's actions did not go unnoticed by adults either. Parents began discussing civil rights issues more openly, many inspired by their children's newfound enthusiasm for change. They engaged in community meetings and reached out to local organizations advocating for equality. Emily's relentless spirit encouraged others to take a stand alongside her, forming a small but mighty group dedicated to promoting justice throughout their community. Through these efforts, Emily came to understand that change often begins small but can grow into something monumental when fueled by passion and unity. Her heart brimmed with pride as she witnessed her friends becoming advocates for equality, just like her. The experience at the rally had not only changed Emily's life but had also sparked a movement within her community, one rooted in love, acceptance, and the unwavering belief that every voice matters. As she continued to advocate for justice in her own way, Emily knew that Dr. King's words would forever guide her path. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. With each step forward, she grew even more committed to bringing light where darkness once lingered, proving that one young girl could indeed make a difference. The embrace that Emily received from Dr. King left a lasting impact not just on her life but on everyone who witnessed it. His act of kindness transcended the moment, emphasizing that compassion is a powerful catalyst for social movements. In a world often filled with anger and division, Dr. King's willingness to connect with Emily, a young girl facing bullying for her beliefs, demonstrated the importance of kindness as a means to inspire change. As word spread about Emily and Dr. King's embrace, it resonated deeply within the community. People began to recognize that civil rights activism wasn't just about protests and speeches. It was also about showing empathy and support for one another. This compassionate act reminded them that every individual has a role to play in fostering understanding and unity. Emily, now inspired by this new perspective, incorporated kindness into her advocacy work. At her gatherings, she encouraged everyone to share not only their thoughts on equality, but also personal stories of kindness they had experienced or shown. These discussions created a safe space where children could express themselves, learn from one another, and grow closer as friends despite their differences. Moreover, Emily's outreach extended beyond her immediate circle. She reached out to local organizations involved in the civil rights movement. By volunteering her time, she helped organize events where adults could learn about the importance of empathy and activism as well. With each effort, she showcased how kindness could break down barriers and build bridges between communities. Dr. King's message of love as a tool for change became the foundation for many grassroots efforts born out of Emily's experiences. The rally had sparked something beautiful, a movement fueled not just by passion but by acts of kindness that inspired others to act with compassion in their everyday lives. Through this lens of kindness, activists began to understand that creating social change doesn't always have to be loud or confrontational. Sometimes it can be gentle and heartfelt. Emily's journey illustrated how one small act, like a hug, could create ripples of change that spread far beyond the initial moment, encouraging an entire community to embrace love and understanding in pursuing justice. In essence, the rally solidified the belief that kindness is an integral part of activism. It fosters connections between individuals and helps weave a tapestry of hope that binds everyone together in the fight for equality and justice. The unforgettable day of the rally marked a turning point not only in Emily's life but also in the broader civil rights movement. Dr. King's heartfelt embrace ignited a spark within her that transformed her from a shy, bullied girl into a courageous advocate for justice. This profound moment resonated well beyond that particular gathering. It served as a reminder that one act of love and compassion can have a ripple effect, inspiring others to stand up and take action. As Emily continued to advocate for civil rights, her determination influenced many around her. The kindness she received from Dr. King inspired her to treat others with the same compassion. She cultivated a spirit of solidarity within her community, drawing people together in support of equality and understanding. Through her efforts, she exemplified how individual acts of kindness could collectively lead to powerful movements for change. The impact of Dr. King's embrace was felt not just in Chicago but also echoed throughout the civil rights movement across the nation. It highlighted the importance of empathy and activism and reminded everyone involved that fighting for justice isn't just about grand gestures but also about small acts of love that build connections between individuals. This philosophy helped to foster unity among diverse groups, encouraging them to work together against discrimination. By nurturing a sense of belonging among her peers, Emily demonstrated the profound effect that one person can have on many lives. Her journey proved that standing up for what is right can empower both the advocate and those who witness their actions. Each gathering she organized became a testament to the idea that when people come together with open hearts and minds, they can dismantle walls built by prejudice and fear. Ultimately, the rally solidified Emily's belief that change is possible when driven by love and compassion. As she grew older, she carried this lesson with her, one reminding her that every act of kindness contributes to a larger tapestry of hope and justice. The story of Emily Hayes serves as a powerful example of how one young girl's courage, combined with the simple act of love through Dr. King's embrace, could forever alter the course of lives and inspire generations to dream of a more equitable world.